Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video I will be talking about the Washington football team possibly being interested in drafting Stanford quarterback Davis Mills. We'll talk about how he fits in Washington, some of his strengths and some of his weaknesses, and much more. And we'll also talk about some of the Dan Snyder news that came out today. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content. So let's get right into the video. Okay, so this was reported by Ben Standig on his podcast and on Twitter. And on Twitter, he said, want a day 2 quarterback name for Washington? There's apparent interest in Stanford quarterback Davis Mills. So we're going to be talking about him in today's video, strengths and weaknesses, and how he would fit in Washington. And Jim Nagy, an ex-NFL scout, and now he works with the Senior Bowl, he said, had a chance to watch Davis Mills throw during his pre-draft training in mobile. Powerfully built athlete that can move and rip it, starting to generate some buzz now around his pro day, and it's justified. Mills is a day 2 guy that teams could hit on as a starter, and he had a really good pro day. Daniel Jeremiah, another ex-NFL scout, says, studied more on Stanford quarterback Davis Mills. He has the tools to be an NFL starter. He doesn't wow you, but he has very crisp feet, plays with poise, and can move or can make every throw. He isn't a dynamic runner, but he moved around inside the pocket to buy space and time. And this was before his pro day, and he had a really good pro day. And here's the thing about Davis Mills. A lot of people would just look at the stats and say, well, he only had, let's look at it right here, but he barely had any rushing yards this year. He only had 37 rushing yards. But, they didn't really ask him to run that much, and he was really, he was mobile enough in the pocket, and he actually ran a 4.58 40-yard dash, which is really fast for someone like him. That's pretty quick for an NFL quarterback, and that's definitely fast enough to be, he's not going to wow you with his speed, but he's good enough to avoid pressure, and he can occasionally make some really good runs. And who knows, in a different system, you could even have some designed runs for him. He only had 37 rushing yards this past year and a few touchdowns, but if you watch him, he's faster than those stats show. Some of the good things about Davis Mills: played at Stanford this past year, 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He throws with really good anticipation. He has a good frame, 6'4", 225 pounds, and he played pretty solid this year. Only problem is they only played about 5-6 games, obviously because the Pac-12 started a little bit later. They also had some protocol issues, so the first couple of games of the season, his film wasn't great because that was like their first game in a while. They didn't even get a practice with each other. And yeah, he struggled the first couple of games, but he really started to improve in the middle of the season. One of the big red flags for Davis Mills, though, is he only has 11 starts in college. So the thing with him is there's no way he's starting year 1. Even let's say somehow Ryan Fitzpatrick gets hurt, you're going to be starting Taylor Heineke or Kyle Allen. Davis Mills needs a year or more to develop behind someone before he starts some NFL games. That's the thing with Davis Mills. I really like him, and I think he can be a good NFL quarterback, but you have to take your time and sit him behind someone like Ryan Fitzpatrick for a year. Like I said, his stats weren't amazing, but 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, got sacked 10 times, 1,500 yards, and he wasn't playing with amazing talent. Stanford, it's okay, but they're not what they were, 5, 6, 7 years ago when they had Andrew Luck and Christian McCaffrey, and even then they weren't amazing. And yeah, I think he would be a solid option on day 2 is what I think he's going to go. Probably maybe with our 2nd, 3rd round pick, we could get him maybe in the 4th round, but I think, like Jim Nagy said, he's generating some buzz and is probably going to go on day 2. So you have to let me know in the comments, are you willing to spend a day 2 pick on Davis Mills when he's going to be a developmental guy? There's no way, like I said, he's starting year 1 unless something crazy happens. You're going to have to give him time, but I think if you develop him correctly, we have a pretty good quarterback coach in Ken Zampese. Scott Turner can help as well. And I think Davis Mills is a solid leader. Gonna have to give him some time, but I think he will be able to do it. And then after that, if you draft him, you're not going to have Davis Mills, Kyle Allen, Taylor Heinicke, and Ryan Fitzpatrick all on the same roster. So likely you would have to get rid of one of those guys, and it probably would be Kyle Allen, even if they do like Kyle Allen a little bit more than Taylor Heinicke. There's almost no cap hit for releasing Kyle Allen, but there is, I think, like a $1.5 million cap hit if you release Taylor Heinicke. So I do think if we do draft a quarterback, whether it be someone like Kyle Trask, Kellen Mond, Jamie Newman, Davis Mills, if we do draft someone in that, second to fourth, fifth round range, then I think we're going to have to cut one of those guys. But I think it's a good idea to draft a quarterback this year, see what he does, and I think Davis Mills would be a good developmental guy that if you surround him with the right pieces and develop him, he could be a good NFL starter. So that's it on Davis Mills. Now let's get into quickly the Dan Snyder news. We kind of knew this for the last week or two about the Dan Snyder ownership news, but I'll read it right here. Dan Snyder's purchase of the remaining 40.5% of the Washington football team is now finalized and approved by NFL owners. Purchase price was $875 million, and Snyder received a debt waiver of $450 million to fund the deal. Snyder now controls all equity in the franchise. So obviously not, news we like to hear, but it was pretty much expected. We knew this for the last couple weeks. And even before then, I really never thought that Dan Snyder was going to be forced to sell. And this probably means that the Beth Wilkinson report, there's nothing major in there, and probably all that's going to happen to him is he's going to get like a major fine or something. I don't think he's going to get suspended or forced to sell, because I don't think if the NFL knew that, then they wouldn't allow him to buy the remaining 40.5% of the team. It's not great news, guys, but it's not the end of the world. We knew this was going to happen, and Snyder's going to be sticking around for a long time until something else pops up. But yeah, that's it for today's video. On one more thing, this is just small news, but the NFLPA, and I think the NFL is trying to get players in the facilities, and they're probably going to be doing OTAs and rookie mini camps starting around April 19th. So that is good news. We'll see if that's finalized anytime soon, but I do like to see our players back in the building getting some work, because we are a young team, so getting those young guys in there is good for us. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please smash that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. And yeah, just let me know what you guys think about Davis Mills, and would you want us to draft him? Peace.